Hey folks, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks a lot for joining me here today. Well, we're still at the UFO MegaCon in Laughlin, Nevada, and we're lucky enough to have another amazing Nimitz 2004 witness. This is PJ Hughes. Yeah. PJ, you gave an amazing presentation at the panel last night. You were one of the last people to speak, but we did get John.
Yes.
I think they almost forgot about you at the end, but you were contributing there. And you have kind of a really interesting vantage point on this whole incident, right?
Yes.
So you were responsible for the so-called data bricks on the E-2 Hawkeye, right?
Yes, sir.
And can you tell us what happened and what you saw?
Unlike the other guys, I never saw the object. I never saw the Tic Tac. I've seen the video, but not the Tic Tac itself. But the Hawkeye records a whole ton of information. And it stores on data bricks that we take out of the airplane at the end of the flight. We store them in a safe. After that flight, the flight that was actually airborne during Fravors intercept,
Yes.
my commanding officer showed up at our door with two guys in Air Force uniforms and took those bricks that were off that flight and left, and I never saw them again. Still have no idea how they got on the ship or when they left the ship, but they came, took them, and left. And they were wearing Air Force flight suits with Air Force insignia. So they definitely came.
Was that kind of unusual to see Air Force personnel on a Navy ship? How often does that happen?
Rarely, and usually it's in certain positions, like for cross-training purposes, but
Yeah.
never are they kind of really there.
Never really there.
Yeah, it's an abnormal thing to see them on the ship.
So you were ship side, you weren't in the air, but your job
Correct.
was to be the custodian of the data.
Correct.
It's a technical position.
Yeah, I mean, I maintain the Hawkeye, fix the Hawkeye.
You do all those things.
Yeah.
Maintain the Hawkeye, fix the Hawkeye, the electronics?
Yep. Radar navigation, communications, all that. We send it flying. They break it, comes back, we fix it.
So you're an
send it flying.
electronics specialist.
Correct.
And did you have a secret clearance to
Yes.
this? You did. Okay. Did you take those data hard drives and put them in a safe or something? What's the chain of custody for this?
Normally when you're carrying anything classified, you normally have to have two people. But because we're on a ship and you can't really get anywhere,
Yeah.
you're reduced to one person because it's nonsense. You're not going to get knocked up by the same guy you work with to take your classified stuff. So basically we take them, we go straight down to our shop, we put them in our safe. It's a standard drawer safe. You know, in it we have 30 to 40 of these different things for all the airplanes. And the plane itself takes 6 of them, so it's quite a bit of stuff for them to come and take. And they're in the safe, and we put them in the safe, and we lock the safe, and they stay there. And we have them tracked by serial number, so we know what serial number flew on what airplane on what date, so we can troubleshoot problems or any of that. And when our commanding officer came and took them, he just said, sign them out to me.
Sign him out to him.
Yeah, so literally wrote his name in there, expecting at that point they were coming back.
Right.
And they never came back.
They never came back.
Well, I'm pretty sure that log doesn't exist anymore. It's probably been shredded at this point.
Yeah.
Somewhere there's a logbook entry that's never been signed back in because they took those bricks and we never got them back.
Is this commanding officer someone who's publicly known, or we're just going to call him your commanding officer?
It's not hard to find out who it
It
was.
wouldn't be hard to find out.
But I haven't been sprouting names.
Did you ever have a conversation with him about this?
No,
again?
he was not the type of person you really had those conversations with.
Not the
I've
type
had
of
some
guy.
extremely friendly commanding officers. Not that he wasn't friendly,
Yeah.
but he wasn't the person you kind of ask those stories about.
Did you know what was going on at the time?
No, until I saw Dave Beatty's video, I kind of figured it was a one-off story.
One-off.
I hadn't really talked about it, maybe said it a couple times like Gary said when we were drunk. But it was really not a story at that point. But I saw Dave Beatty's video, I ran across it completely by accident, reached out to him and kind of told him the stuff I knew.
Yeah.
You know, and once I got connected with Gary and Kevin and Jason, it's like there's a whole bunch of the story that I wasn't really remembering.
Yeah,
But now
yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, that actually happened. And I'm also lucky enough to speak for a coworker of mine who was actually in that plane at the time.
Oh, you had a coworker.
We've called him Roger to protect his
Yes,
identity.
that's right. That's what you did last night. Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
he doesn't want to come out. He's got security clearance. He's got a government job. He doesn't want any of that. So he was flying and he saw the Tic Tac.
He saw it.
it formed up with the airplane. The 5 guys in that airplane.
It formed up.
Yep, all saw it. He signed an NDA, which is why he doesn't want to say anything.
Got it.
But he honestly did me a favor when I started talking to Dave Beatty to confirm, my story.
Yeah.
Because Dave had no reason necessarily to believe me. I could prove I was there, I could prove all that, but it's just a story at that point until somebody kind of corroborates it. And Roger was nice enough to kind of talk to Dave offline and be like, yep, this happened. Gave some basics, and basically that's all I can really tell you because I signed an NDA and I have to keep my mouth shut about everything else.
Did he tell you what his feeling was seeing this object out of the window of the Hawkeye? What did they say amongst themselves in the Hawkeye? They obviously seen it on their instruments, right?
Yeah, I mean, they saw it because everything the Princeton's tracked, they saw.
Yeah.
The radar on the Hawkeye at the time was not fast enough to track those objects.
Got it.
But Princeton's radar was.
Right.
But we still saw it via the Princeton's data. They were they heard all the radio calls. They're listening to everything that's going on because they were controlling Fravor up until they turned him over to Kevin Day.
Right. Right. Oh, I see. That's how it works. So they're controlling him until Kevin Day says we want this F-18 to go out and do an intercept.
Yeah.
Got
when
it.
the Hawkeye's airborne, it's primary air controller until
It's air controller.
until somebody asks for otherwise.
I see. I get it.
And they turn them over, so they're listening until all this point, and they're trying to figure out what's going on just as when everybody else is. And then all of a sudden, the same thing pops up beside them. A fighter jet's got bullets in it at least. Might have training missiles, but at least has live bullets.
Yeah.
A Hawkeye has nothing.
Right.
There's no armaments, no nothing. They're not even flying in country, so they don't even have handguns with them.
Yeah.
They have nothing, so.
Nothing.
You're gonna be a little scared at that
A little
point.
spooked. Yeah.
So.
Something comes up. How close was it?
He didn't. Close enough that they saw
They could
everything.
see it. It's not a huge
Yeah.
object, so it's an aircraft.
But they didn't. He didn't really specify like it was right on the wing or anything. But yeah, whenever he liked to fly, so whenever he went flying,
Yeah.
he was always very happy when he came back. Like way too happy. You wanted to smack him upside the head sometimes.
Yeah. Right.
When he finally came back off of this one,
Yeah.
he was quiet. He was not.
Wow.
He was not his normal self. So something.
Wow.
Something kind of disturbed him on that flight.
Yeah. So one more question. How quickly did the Air Force guys and your commanding officer show up to get the data bricks after you had taken it off of the P2?
The timing is rough,
But
but it
generally.
would have been within a half hour of me.
Really quick.
Yeah. Because I hadn't locked them up in the safe very long.
Just
before
locked them up and they say, hand it over, buddy?
Yeah, because we have a couple jobs we do on the airplane before we come back downstairs. We make sure they didn't break anything.
So you had just put them in the safe. They're
Pretty much.
fresh in the safe and they said,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And it actually took them a couple minutes because it's a two-sided safe. You need 2 different combinations. So the other half of the combination had gone to the bathroom. So we actually had to wait a few minutes
For someone to come back. You
Correct.
need 2 guys to get in that safe. It's that secure.
Yeah.
Incredible. Okay, PJ, thanks very
Yeah.
much. Appreciate your time and
problem.
thanks for coming forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything we can do?
All right. We'll talk to you.
Yes, sir.